Let's talk about Lanterns, the DC show that's going to be coming out on HBO later this year because it looks like a mess. I'm a Green Lantern fan. Hal Jordan's my favorite. I think the current title is probably maybe the most consistent title at DC since Jeremy Adams took over. It's been really good. But for some reason, when it comes to live action, DC just doesn't know what to do with them. If only there were decades upon decades of source materials to pull from, to adapt, that you could use, that fans like and people get behind. If only there was something like that. But no, you have to do something original on the screen. You have to change it up completely because this Lantern stuff looks terrible. The trailer looked bad, and now the most recent thing is, well, they pulled the trailer from all their like social media and YouTube channels and everything, which is odd. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But we also got a new poster the other day, which is it shows lanterns, shows the ring, and the silhouettes of Hal and John. It says only one can wear the ring, which is very funny because the title is Lanterns plural, which would mean there's multiple lanterns. You think multiple people are wearing a ring, you know? That's what you'd think. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but the entirety of this show so far makes no sense. So they wanted to do a gritty detective show, very reminiscent of True Detective, because every time they talk about lanterns, they do not shut up about True Detective. Every single person. Which the first season of True Detective, maybe the best show, maybe the best season of television ever. Definitely up there. That first season is incredible. But if you wanted to do that for a DC comic show, luckily you're in the right place. Detective Comics, you got plenty of people you could use. You could use The Question. There's a lot of detectives in Detective Comics that you could choose. But no, they're like, you know who we're gonna use? We're gonna use Green Lanterns for a TV show that's supposed to be more grounded and gritty and detective. It's like that's not really a Green Lantern story. That doesn't fit at all. Why are we choosing Hal Jordan, who's supposed to be one of the most powerful guys in the DC universe? He's the best Green Lantern. He's the most powerful Green Lantern. Why are we using him for this detective show? Especially because you know there's going to be a lot of really dumb stuff with him like struggling against people where it's like, we know that comic book Green Lantern would handle this all in 2 seconds as soon as he ran into one of these problems. But this is going to be severely depowered. And on top of that, the weird dynamic they're going with Hal and John, because they're Hal and John in name only. They don't look or sound like them at all, judging the trailer. Hal is 60 and John's way younger now. John's like 30 or something like that. It's like half his age. Also, they cast Sinestro, and the guy playing Sinestro is like 60. So it seems like they instantly want to get rid of Hal and make John the main Green Lantern, which seems really stupid. Also, we already in the same universe we have Guy Gardner, who's already old as well because he's played by Nathan Fillion, who's in his 50s. So it's very odd, like the way they're going about this and the people they got for this. For some reason, I don't know if James Gunn chose him or if DC hoisted him upon James Gunn, but they're like, your comic book guy is Tom King. I don't know who to blame. I don't know who to blame DC or James Gunn, but James Gunn, every time he's like, I love Tom King. He's a great writer, and he's my comic book guy. I'm glad we have him on the team. This guy's written scarcely very little Green Lantern. The little bit he has written has been atrocious. The one I won't give him guff for is everyone brings up like when he had Hal kill himself in that alternate timeline where Booster was there. It's like, this is an alternate thing. It was done for shock. I don't mind that at all. That's fine. That wasn't actually Hal. The thing that you can blame him for is Heroes in Crisis, where he had Hal Jordan. If there's one person who understands Will, it's Hal Jordan. He said something along the lines of like, what even is Will? Like, I don't even understand what Will is, which is just one of the most retarded things you could say. You could have Hal Jordan of all people say. It makes no sense. Very out of character, really stupid. Heroes in Crisis in general, every single person that was out of character. Every time Tom King writes someone, generally they're out of character, because how Tom King does it is he has a story, he has how he wants to do it, and he just takes, like, he has his template and he takes characters and throws them into it. He doesn't mold the story around the character to have it fit. He has his story in place, he just throws the character in there. Like, all right, you're gonna act like this now. That's why if you read one Tom King story, you've read pretty much all of them because you jump in. Other than there's a few decent ones, like Superman Up in the Sky is pretty good. I like that. But for the most part, it's like, oh, this character has the same issues as every other character Tom King's written, and this one's depressed, and oh, everything's the exact same. Oh, and they all talk the same, and that's who you get for your comic book guy. It doesn't make sense. And then to accompany him, your TV guy to help showrun is Damon Lindelof. Don't know why you got him, but hey, in defense of Damon Lindelof, He said he wore a Green Lantern shirt at a convention one time years ago. So that proves that he is a true Green Lantern fan because he wore a Green Lantern shirt one time. I'm not even joking. That was his defense. When he made a joke on in an interview talking about how they dropped green from the name Green Lantern and just called the show Lanterns because like green is silly to put in front of it. He was making some joke, and then he came out and apologized. Was like, I've been a huge Green Lantern fan. This one time I wore a Green Lantern T-shirt. Look at this picture, and that was a while ago. And that was his defense. So what a couple of geniuses you have running this show with Damon Lindelof and Tom King. Great picks to run the Green Lantern show. It's like, I don't know, maybe you should get people that actually like Green Lantern and maybe have a history of writing Green Lantern, and maybe have a history of actually doing something well with the character. Maybe something, or just get someone that actually shows they enjoy the character. That might be a good idea. But I guess we could talk about the trailer a little bit more too, because I didn't talk about the trailer when that came out. So in the trailer, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. For one, John asks Hal if he talks to any other Green Lanterns, and Hal's like, "I'm the only human Green Lantern. The rest are aliens." It's like, well, that's not true. Because no Guy Gardner exists. So there's one thing that doesn't make sense. And two, your ring's supposed to auto translate, so it shouldn't matter if they're aliens or not. You can still talk to them. So why doesn't he talk to any other Green Lanterns? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense there. And just this whole dynamic of John being the young buck and Hal being the grizzled vet, and John coming in very arrogant, being like, "I'm better at all this than you are." And it doesn't make any sense. It's not their dynamic. That doesn't work at all. That's terrible. I don't get why that's what they went for. It's very confusing. The DCU as a that this James Gunn DCU has been very confusing to me. I enjoyed the Superman movie. I think it's pretty good. I liked it. I had some issues with it, but overall I liked it. I think it's a good step forward for the universe. But everything else has been utterly confusing to me. With Creature Commandos, that was terrible. I thought Creature Commandos awful. What they did to Frankenstein, that was terrible. Very sad with that because I think he's a pretty cool character and they ruined him. I like what DC's Frankenstein, but they ruined him in that, and it was bad. Then Peacemaker season 2, I just watched a few episodes. I wasn't the biggest fan of season 1, but I watched some of season 2 because it was like, oh, this is an immediate follow up to Superman. This is what will explain stuff of the universe. Couldn't get through it. I know that it's like James Gunn's baby, and that's why he kept it over, and he loves working with John Cena and all those people. But there was really no reason to do Peacemaker season 2, especially as the next step after Superman. That's what really gets me is like the roadmap that he's built for this. It's like, all right, we have Superman. All right, what's next? Well, first we have Creature Commandos, I guess. And then what's next? Superman. It's like, all right, Superman makes sense. I understand that. What's next? Peacemaker season 2. Why is that the third step in this universe? Okay, whatever. What's next? Supergirl and Lanterns and Clayface. It's like, why are we doing a Supergirl movie when we just had a Superman movie? I don't think that's a good follow-up. I think you kind of wait for that. I think you would prioritize some other stuff, like Wonder Woman would be a priority that makes sense, or maybe doing a Flash movie. Like doing Supergirl immediately after, I don't think makes a whole lot of sense. And then Lanterns, like, all right, if you wanted to do a Green Lantern something, I could understand it. But doing Lanterns on a TV show budget and taking everything that makes Green Lantern cool and just burying it and doing something completely different doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. If you want to do a Green Lantern movie, I would understand. But doing this Lanterns show doesn't make any sense. And then Clayface is like, the trailer just came out for Clayface. I think it looks good. I like that they actually have like some creatives behind it, and it's not like, just a conglomerate movie, sort of like Sony does with their villain movies. But it's like, why is this the next step in the DCU? I don't feel like this is helping build towards anything. We don't even have a Batman movie. We don't even have a Batman established in this universe. He just we saw a silhouette in Creature Commandos. I believe that's it. But we're already jumping to a Clayface movie. This doesn't make any sense. Why is this this roadmap? It makes no sense, and it really seems like he's lost. I am excited for Man of Tomorrow, though, because I loved Lex and Superman in the Superman movie. I thought they were great together, and they were the best parts of that movie. So I'm excited for Man of Tomorrow, and we got Brainiac showing up in that, so hopefully that's good. But man, everything else about the DCU, it's like, what is James Gunn doing? Why nothing makes sense. Nothing really has me excited at all other than Man of Tomorrow. But hopefully this doesn't get wasted. Hopefully the DCU doesn't just, if this Paramount deal goes through, they don't just scrap everything and we just start anew again, because I really like the casting for the Superman movie. I love the casting for Superman, Lex, and Lois. I think we really gotta, and Jimmy Olsen as well. I think we got some good cast there. So it'd be a shame for another great cast just go downhill. Henry Cavill's casting just getting thrown away. We got one Superman movie from that, and that was it. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. But yeah, I just wanted to ramble about this because we've had a lot of stuff happen over the DCU, and I haven't really talked about much of it. And so yeah, I wanted to get a video out of it because I had some thoughts on it. So, anyways, I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. What do you think about what's going on with Lanterns and the DCU as a whole? Do you have any faith in the future of this? Are you excited or not? I want to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later.